Hey everybody. I went to Cowboy Carter last night. Okay. And it was indeed an event. Um so I have 3 personal days I'm supposed to take. Um so I took 2 today and yesterday cuz I hadn't used them. I usually wait until the end April and May, but we had spring break in April this year cuz of Easter. Whatever. So before somebody goes, why you ain't at work? Because, okay, because I worked before work, okay, and let them work. They'll be all right. So let me start off by saying this. A couple of things, just the basics. Um, was it an amazing show? Absolutely. I mean, Beyonce outdoes herself over and over again. All right, so I'll start at the beginning. I left maybe around 3 o'clock. And I know that there's a Wendy's not too far from MetLife because I didn't want to spend a lot of money on food. Just for the record, because I told you I wasn't going to Cowboy Carter because I was saving money, and you never know what Trump's going to do, this, that, and the other, and I like to have a savings, and this, that, and the other. I mean, you have your retirement account, but apparently you can just bust up tariffs, and then the next thing you know, $600, $800 is gone in 1 hour. Anyway, y'all remember? And then he had to take them back. Okay, but anyway, so I did that. Get there, it's raining. MetLife, first of all, Jersey. Okay, it's technically in Jersey, but we all know she's only visiting there because it's New York, essentially. And it has rained almost every single night of Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour here in the at MetLife. And it rained yesterday. But my thing is, rain where? Wet where? Okay, but the gates didn't open till like 5:30. To me, for MetLife to be as big as it is and to have thousands of people, they usually are very polite. And they were. Like everybody, security, everybody. But it just seems to me, shouldn't y'all open up sooner? I remember being at Renaissance a lot earlier than that. But whatever. Okay, so that's what I meant. For the record, I paid $140 for my ticket to Cowboy Carter. Okay, when I said I was saving money, I am not the kind of person who is going to go broke for no concert tickets. I have responsibilities. I have bills to pay, and I'm going to pay them. That's it. Okay, so I don't want nobody. I know some people are kind of people. I want to be in the pit. I got to be on the floor. First of all, I'm short. I don't understand like the comfortability of the folding chairs anyway. But not only that, I was in section 300, and I'm going to show y'all some videos and pictures. And let me tell you something. You will still enjoy the concert. So don't you let nobody make you feel no way. All right, no, $140. All right, now. When I went to the merch stand, I was like, first of all, I had looked all that stuff up on TikTok and on the internet. Honestly, what I wanted really was a poster, but they weren't selling those. Because at Renaissance, they had vendors. Everybody wasn't official merch for Beyonce. There were vendors there. Like, I remember getting the Renaissance tote bag or whatever. Even though I think this is ridiculous. I did, because I like to have something to remember the tour by. And I didn't see any... people doing the do out there in the parking lot initially. So I got this for $40. Whatever. So, anyway, so I got that. And then when I came out the concert, $40 is ridiculous, but I guess if you pay $140 for a ticket, I guess I can spare it. I got this shirt, and it looks like this, and you can probably tell. I didn't think those Beyonce shirts were that nice to be paying $50. $40 for this hat was too damn much. But this one cost $20, and I don't care if anybody said they saw me talking to, a crackhead in the parking lot. It don't matter. Mind your business. No, I'm kidding. He wasn't no crackhead, but he was selling shirts. But $20. Anyway, so the main thing I did when I got there was I just went and got a Mountain Dew just for energy. And then a bottle of water. I don't know how to explain this without... So I sat out there for, 2 hours or so just waiting. And I'm totally fine with that. I had one of those reusable ponchos on, which I threw away when I got home. And I wore jeans. I wasn't trying to, I saw a lot of people out there with mini skirts and boots. And I was just like, yeah, I guess it is hard for you to sit down before the concert starts. But because I prepared. And I knew once you get to the concert, don't nobody care. I had my sneakers on and everything. All right. So the concert itself, this is what's hard to explain. Okay, just like the Four Queens, I paid the same amount for a Beyonce ticket as I did for the Four Queens. Let me tell you something. I ain't got to be. Salah Johnson don't have to be. And one person, I think maybe even two people didn't show up in my row. So I actually had plenty of room to like move around and dance and stuff like that. So that was good. But yeah, I'm putting that out there because I know sometimes people feel like, oh, I can't go to a Beyonce concert. It's going to be too expensive. Or there are people who are just like, if I can't have this seat, I'm not going. I don't do that. That ain't my game. That is not my game. All right. I live within my means. Nevertheless, so the concert itself, this is the part I was going to tell you was hard to explain. Last night, this is not based on performance at all. This is not based on vocals at all. Because if it is not based on the stage at all. Not even based on the rain. Because people was mopping, drying, fanning, everything, right? I'm talking about on the stage. But there was something about Beyonce that didn't seem like herself to me. And not that I know her, obviously I don't know her personally, but there was something about her that looked like, and I mean this from an emotionally intelligent space, had nothing to do with her performance. I mean, like, amazing. But something just kind of told me, something seemed almost off. Like she seemed tired. Not tired, like sleepy tired. Because I don't think musicians, artists, even like, comedians, stage play people, I don't think they operate on the same sort of, 6 to 5 o'clock schedule, like normal people, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m., that kind of thing. So not that kind of tired, but like a life kind of exhausted. It was just something I saw in her eyes, and I don't know. And it wasn't one particular song or anything like that, but that's just, I don't know. That was just kind of my intuition. Rumi was cute. She was absolutely adorable. And Blue kind of seemed like it too. But you know how like the youngest ones, of course don't hear about stuff or whatever. And I just wonder if maybe the Diddy testimony, not Diddy's testimony, but Capricorn Clark apparently, allegedly, because I wasn't in the courtroom, apparently said that Beyonce talked to Cassie about leaving him, and she said, well, Jay-Z is taken or whatever. And trying to help somebody that was dealing with a domestic violence situation, having your name pulled up in that, and also then maybe there's levels of guilt, and not being able to do more, or just kind of wishing maybe your kid didn't know, or, just, I don't know. And this is all just me just thinking out loud. Okay, but all right, let's go down. And let me tell you what I tried to do, because I had a playlist for the Cowboy Carter set list, because I just like to be prepared, that's all. But last night, I appreciate the fact that she is changing it up, because Beyonce's a perfectionist. Beyonce always wants to do the most. All right, so I got in there, I got part. Okay. I'm going to start from the beginning in terms of songs and work my way through. And maybe I'll put some little clips in this video so y'all can know or whatever. Great stage. I mean, this is all that we expect from Beyonce. All right. So she did the Blackbirds was the first song she did for us. which I loved. I loved her showing the pictures of African American women who came before her. Beautiful black women are incredibly, incredibly beautiful black women, incredibly beautiful black women.
What is happening to country music?
It's gotten sick.
Country music's been around for a long, long time. It goes right to the heart of American. Most Americans in the United States have been loving it.
Her acknowledging the sacrifice and everything that they made. And I always appreciate people who appreciate the history of it. So she did that. Let's see, this one is... American Requiem at the beginning as well, which was amazing, and having the sound, everything was just on point. Then she did Yaya, okay, which I'm here for, the whole Tina Turner-esque kind of song. But I that's one of my favorites, okay. That and Alligator Tears. Side note, now at this concert, I kept saying Renaissance felt different. Renaissance felt different. I think it was because there was a lot of white people. I mean, like more than, I mean, we know Beyonce is like the biggest star in the world, right? So regardless, you know, her audience is diverse. There were, I mean, like a lot of white people and a lot of white women with like black children. Just saying. And I wonder if that's why it felt different, because I could tell they don't listen to Beyonce outside of Cowboy Carter. And I also think, I'm just saying this, because this white woman was drunk. When Alligator Tears came on, and there were so many of them just going, oh my gosh, it's my favorite song. And I was like, I don't doubt that it's their favorite song, but I do wonder, do white people know what that's about? It's like when I hear white people saying, you know, they not like us. Like, okay, first of all, you can enjoy it, but you don't even understand the deep cultural connotations outside those fucking words. Okay, and why not like us, what that even really, really means. And I don't like when they grab hold of it and then try to like make it their own. We know how they feel. But Alligator Tears is one of those ones I listened to, and I kept listening to, trying to figure it out. And when I realized that, you know, she had of course replaced the alligators with crocodile tears, and you know, you asked me to change my religion. Now I go to church on Sunday with you, is talking about African Americans who were enslaved. You know, you're going to squeeze every bit of love I have out of me. It's because of the kind of work they do. You say build a dam, I throw in my boots. Like all the things black people had to do against their will. And then it's like, how do you feel to be adored? It's the same reason why now Tyrant in particular, I really love, but I loved it because I knew the first time I heard that, I was like, this is about lynching. I could just tell. Your hands are steady and you sleep at night, right? Well, you have Hangman. And I was just like, wow. People buying this, not even hearing it, not even realizing it. But yeah, those are some of my favorites. But anyway, she did Yaya. I love the Little Richard mashup she did. That was amazing. And Beyonce was singing her ass off. Like I said, there was nothing in terms of performance that made me go, oh, wow, she's, you know, not. It was just something kind of just in my spirit, all right? With her, Yaya, and this piano fire and stuff, Beyonce, you killed it with your fake cigarette and that Sir Davis robot. Yes. Okay. So, okay. I have to put some of these videos in here. Anyway. So we got that, the imagery, because you know Beyonce don't like for her audience to be bored at no point. I don't care what happens. You know when those little videos come up and she's done these like things where she says it's theater, because you know she had to do that before she sung Daughter, and you know she had to do it before she sung Daughter because everybody was saying she killed some bitch Jay-Z used to sleep with. Rumors are always around. Beyonce ain't killed nobody. Okay, y'all, like, cut it out. Anyway, there was this one picture with Beyonce with the blue kind of tears on her face with the American flag. It looked like Solange. I mean, like, just like Solange. All right, but we had Blue coming out there a lot. Blue was dancing her ass off, okay? Straight up doing the damn thing. All right, with everything. And, you know, my house is, that's my shit, too. Okay, y'all. So in the midst of the concert, not in the midst, in the beginning, middle, and the end. So there is somebody screaming. And you know, for me to notice somebody screaming at a Beyonce concert, it had to be a different kind of scream, right? Because everybody's screaming. And it was this black girl who was there with another black girl. They couldn't have been, I'm guessing 20 to 23. And you could tell because she didn't know none of Beyonce's old songs. And when I say old songs, I'm talking about Deja Vu. I'm not even talking about Destiny's Child necessarily. But the way she was screaming, it was just giving ignorant. I'm sorry. I mean, at a Beyonce concert, I don't let nothing faze me because I'm one of them. I constantly dance and everything. But it just seemed excessive. Like, I mean, just screaming. Screaming. And then, like, not always knowing the words and still screaming. And I was just like, okay. And then I kept trying to glance, like, is she recording herself? She was recording. And then dropped her phone. And then she got quiet for a little while. I was like, ooh, praise God. And then a video came up. And her friend had tapped this other white girl on the back and said, oh, I dropped my phone. And she said, oh, I dropped mine too. And I was just like, oh no, here we go. And of course she was back at it. But it was just giving ignorant. And there's a different kind of excited versus ignorant. That's all. But it's whatever. Yeah, my house was good. Diva, I might give y'all a little video of me. What's your age? What's the question they ask when I hit the space? Be honest, believe it, to see that she can't take. I was like, it rained all night. I said, rain? Where? Wet? How? It didn't matter. They did the You Ain't No Diva. But they didn't show nobody this time. She did Alligator Tears, I talked about. So when Rumi came out, y'all, Rumi threw her cowboy hat as she walked on the stage. She threw it that way. Wanna be a protector. I know someday you will shine on your own. I will be a protector. And even though I know someday you will shine on your own, that plan. I think that's why Beyonce been starting less diva-ish than usual. Because like with Renaissance, her other concerts, it's usually like 2 hours before she comes on stage. It's understood she's going to come on at like 9, right? But I think also with Rumi wanting to be on stage and her being so young, she probably gets sleepy, which is normal. I think that's why they had that night. Everybody was like, oh, she ain't getting paid. I'm just like, little girl's sleepy. Anyway, threw out her little cowboy hat. Blue looked great. I noticed Beyonce didn't dance as hard or as much as we're used to her doing. Because my friend had mentioned that he had gone before. And he had sent me like these, good video, a couple of good videos of Cowboy Carter. But he was saying she doesn't dance as much as she used to. And I noticed it, but I also wonder if Beyonce may have pulled back on this tour in particular, because Beyonce still dances her ass. Beyonce's standard is not the regular performer standard, even like people that are considered great. We're talking about superstar Michael Jackson level, right? So even what we consider not as much, to be sure, okay, is not not the same. But I wonder if to some degree she's pulling back so that people won't judge Blue as harshly. And it's not that Blue's not dancing her ass off, but I don't think Beyonce doesn't need nor want people to compare her and her daughter unnecessarily. And I think by doing that, she may be offering a space for Blue. Because it does kind of seem like Blue is being set up as Beyonce does this Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. Okay? But it was all good. The river dance, when that little girl, I don't know, I don't think it was Blue. It looked like some other young girl. Maybe she's related to Beyonce, maybe she's not. But the one that did the tap dancing with the braids and doing the river dance, that was excellent. That was excellent. That was impressive. I don't know what that little girl's name is, but that was absolutely amazing. Okay? And they're going places. All right, them videos in between, Beyonce, you really did it with the theatrics this time, and I'm loving it. Okay. Formation. Yeah, because Formation was with the fire and stuff. She was straight. And the thing is, Beyonce was singing in the rain, and I saw her hair kind of like, it didn't even matter. Beyonce didn't flinch, okay? Didn't flinch. She was still riding on her mechanical bull, booking. That was my shit, okay? I had been waiting for that one. She did the salon thing, and she got up under them hair dryers, and I was like, I just knew, and them, they were dancing, okay? But she did it to like, I want to say thick or heated. But I just kept hoping Beyonce was going to do it, because she did it to the beat of Bills. I was like, Beyonce, take us back to Destiny's Child. She didn't. She kept the beat, but she did her own thing. Her stage presence is incredible. Like, you don't even, like, when she's transitioned, you don't notice, because she's always has the audience prepared to do, like, it. It's just outstanding. So Diva, which was my shit, and they're like, everything is your shit. Yeah, kinda, because I love Beyonce. So her going up in that horseshoe, singing her ass off. Let me tell you something, Beyonce, you are brave. You are so brave. You are so brave, because see, the thing is, I'm already scared of heights, but see, I'll sit in the heights for you, okay?
So good, they know we're dressing up even in the rain. The best fans in the house. The best fans in the world, Britt. You know what I'm saying?
But on that line, and I was just like, Beyonce is flying around the air. Like, I just internally was still praying for her. Like, because that's just out of habit when I get nervous. Her dancers, like her cowboy dancers and stuff like that, the men, the women, they were just excellent. Blue Ivy's outfits were on point. And I know a lot of people have said this, and I really want to just re-emphasize this. I really respect and appreciate how Beyonce is still a mother, and that her daughter is on stage with her, and that her daughter has pants on and everything, because she knows that there are some things that are appropriate for, and we can go on and on about this body shaming, body positivity. There are certain things that young men, young women should not be wearing at certain ages. And because this is an industry where they very quickly will sexualize young girls, I think Beyonce has handled this with incredible grace. She has managed to have 3 children, still be the biggest star in the world, and still work. And I just, I'm always thinking about stuff, but I was just like, Black women have to work so fucking hard. Because at the end of the day, Beyonce is still working. Like, working. Like, even her whole performance, the hair salon, advertising for Sacred, her songs including Sir Davis, Levi Jeans, like, all of those things are still forms of work. And for people to then try to compare her to these music industry creations and people who have not put in work, like the Taylor Swifts of the world, and these raggedy ass country singers who just hate the fact that they stole this music from us, from Black people in the Delta in Mississippi and in the Deep South, and then because we want it back, yeah, they're stealing it. The kind of stuff they did to the indigenous peoples, all this kind of shit. Anyway, but that kind of work ethic is something I respect and I appreciate so much. That star being on fire was everything. When she did the side by side with Frankie Beverly, I was really just kind of, I was like, that's a nice touch. And they were singing together. Oh, this is what I'm talking about with the girl being ignorant. So after she did Before I Let You Go, and everybody was singing. Now the videos start playing. You know how she does all the theatrics, right? And I think she may have been doing the theatrics for Daughter. Out of nowhere, in the middle of that, you have this girl her and her friend start singing Before I Let Go in the middle of this video. But they were like screaming, singing it, but like the moment had like passed like 2 minutes before. Because everybody, like people kind of sit down sometimes when the videos come on, so this way you can rest your feet. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And I knew that that white girl beside me was trying to act like she didn't notice. She didn't want me, I feel like, as a Black person, to know that she was annoyed with them as Black people. And good, but I could tell she was getting aggravated. But but she was, I mean, Beyonce every time, the whole Daughter performance, the fact that brings tears to her eyes, and they're not fake tears, like, because you can tell, especially light-skinned women, if you cry like Beyonce does and like I do, you can tell, like, when you're crying, and it'll leave like these sort of red traces, even when you're trying to keep it together. The fact that whatever is going on in that song, somebody got some explaining to do. And I say somebody. And it's probably that husband of hers. Anyway. So Blue came out and did it. And, Beyonce at the end, before she did 16 Carriages, which is a song that for some reason, I didn't there, but for some reason it's a song that when I hear it, I always feel like crying. And I don't know why. I get it. Because there are, parts of your life that you do sacrifice, and maybe but just something about it. And she played that clip of her father saying, now look, now you can sing it well, but when you feel what you're singing, the people can feel it too. And that's why when I say I feel like something may have been off, that's what I mean. But she took us back to Renaissance. She was like, yeah, y'all, we going back to Renaissance. It ain't over. And then she had her, no, I was not one of them people that was going to leave before I heard her sing Amen and bring that Statue of Liberty out. We just gave it up for her dances. They didn't really do it like a whole introduce people, probably because of the rain. But Beyonce, you did it. You did that. 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 You did it. You did it. You did it. You did it. 'Cause you're a diva. But anyway, so yeah, that was my experience. But yeah, if you go into MetLife, you can catch somebody out after. I wasn't sure if I was going to even see anybody out after. But yeah, you can get you one of these for $20. Shout out to the person on TikTok that made note of this. Now, what am I going to do with this? I don't know. Put it away like I did with my Renaissance tote. That was actually a nice tote bag. It's like a collectible to me. But anyway, I got to get back to grading. But I'll talk to y'all soon.